Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your November 2022 general reading. Because the messages are general, they will not resonate with everyone. So please make sure that you go back and view your moon and rising sign. That may resonate a bit more. But also, in order to gain any insight into your own situation, does require a personal reading. In case you have not heard, I am taking my website offline on the 31st of this month in just a few days. So please don't try, if you want to book, please don't try to book through the website. And please don't purchase any memberships. What you can do if you'd like a personal reading is if you will go to my About Box section of the channel here, you will see that I have the reading packages listed, the prices, whether they are recorded or Zoom. Some of them you can make a choice. You can choose which one you want to have. And then you will simply email me. The email address is underneath the reading packages list. And you email me, let me know what reading package that you'd like to have, how you want it, and then we'll go from there, okay? So again, please don't go to the website. I just had somebody try to purchase the other just a couple of days ago, and it was all screwed up. So don't do that because all of the safeguards are coming down now, okay? So I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me the Levita Sibila, and we'll be wrapping the reading up with the Golden Nostradamus card, okay? I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And we're going to just put another shuffle. Oh, well, and it's a reverse Eight of Cups. Well, that's that eclipse we just had. Okay, reversed Eight of Cups. And one more rifle on these. We had an eclipse at 2 Scorpio on the 25th of October. We saw, what's her name? Liz Truss leave. We are having our midterm elections. We see Rishi Sunak has been put into place. This morning I woke up and the Irish people are all upset. Their government is collapsing. They're upset about the Tory party. We still have our protest in Iran. Xi Jinping. What's Donald Trump's boyfriend's name over there in North Korea? Him. He's firing off weapons. Putin is talking about, more war, but he just clamped down on the LGBTQ plus community. And that's that Mars and Gemini energy that we are experiencing. Mars is going to be in Gemini for quite a long transit. This is an unusually long transit of Mars and Gemini. And it always brings the drumbeat of war, dissension, riots, protest, those types of things. So we are in November. November will be here in just a few days. And 2022 will be over. And I don't even know how to look at 2022. The last couple of years have been very, very strange. So here we go. The rest of the cards down. Let's just see what's in store for you, Leo. Perhaps. This is general. Okay. The Five of Wands. The Judgment card. Quite interesting. The Justice card. I don't know if this is a legal issue. These two cards. Oh, wow. The Five of Pentacles. There's two fives here. The Two of Pentacles. You know, I just get the sense that there was something you thought had ended, but it has resurfaced again to be dealt with now. Let's see here. The Eight of Swords. The King of Wands. There's our Leo. But look, it ends with the Star card. That is quite interesting. So I have 1, 2, 3 major arcanas, 2 wands, 2 pentacles, a cup, and a sword. As I always tell you, the major arcana are, one major arcana card holds more sway than all of these pip cards put together, okay? And you have 3 of them at the moment. These are also the major arcana, your spiritual lessons. So this is something you need to learn. Let me make sure I got all the pictures in the frame there. Something that you need to learn, something that you are experiencing or will be experiencing, but there is a lesson in it. Now, of course, nobody wants to hear that when we're going through the stink, right? But the old people used to say, what doesn't kill you make you stronger. So this is true. What is over the entire reading? The Hermit. And right now, I would say, looking at these cards, that you feel very isolated and alone, as if nobody in the world knows or understands what it is that you may be going through. But the Hermit card is also a card of introspection. In other words, in meditation, it is a time for you to clear your mind and try to see either what the root cause of the problem is, what the solution can or may be, and what lesson is in it for you. Sometimes this is very difficult to do. Now, right in the middle, I have the 5 of Pentacles, and everything else is happening around this 5 of Pentacles. And the 5 of Pentacles is a card about money and values, okay? In other words, you may have, I don't know, lost a job or overspent or, lost some kind of project, and that's making you feel a little bit like less than, you're feeling sorry for yourself. But the church window here, those 5 pentacles say that there's a path that you need to take. Okay? Maybe there's 4 things you need to do until you can reach that 5th one. It also says that help is available. Okay? But it also tells you not to give up. It tells you to stay strong and to keep moving, because it's going to end up probably better than you expected. Now that can be kind of loaded, but I'll explain what that means in a moment. I have 2 5s here. 5s are numbers of change. They are ups and downs, upheaval, tension. So here we see arguments, perhaps even a loss of money or finances or social standing, or just the idea that maybe you're feeling bad about yourself or sorry for yourself or whatnot. But 2 5s typically speak to constant bickering, backstabbing, and ill will from others affecting a relationship. And the other meaning of 2 5s, let me grab my book here. The other meaning of 2 5s speaks of new experiences ahead. Well, I can most certainly say there are some new experiences ahead, but this will not be necessarily an easy time. I want to take a look at this reverse 8 of Cups. You guys know that reverse cards don't speak to me, but this is reversed, and what it's looking like is that you either try to leave this scene or walk away from this scene, but as I said, it's come back for you to deal with it again. So I'm going to look at the reverse 8 of Cups to see what the messages are, because it's just not speaking to me that way. Reverse. Well, listen, it's actually good. It speaks to great joy, happiness, material success, and feasting. I don't get the feasting part. But it indicates uncertainty about the future and indecision about which direction to head in. Some serious thought and soul searching is needed at this time. That's what this card is telling you. It implies dissatisfaction, disappointment, disillusionment, and feeling dejected, rejected, and defeated. Reassess your position and then make alternative arrangements or amend your plans accordingly. It tells of temptations to pursue temporary distractions even though all may be well at home. It tells of putting emotional security at risk, believing that the grass is greener on the other side. It may be indicating that your interests and priorities lay within the material realm. It may be implying that money is desperately needed at this time, and you must be willing to put your efforts and hard work into attaining it. It may be indicating that changes need to be made in regards to your attitude and lifestyle. Be sure of your choices and decisions before undertaking these changes. It is an indication that situations may take a negative turn, and sweeping changes need to be made in your life. Once this is done, positive energies will usher into your life and lighten your attitude. The reverse Eight of Cups is a message to do with changes, and it indicates that you need to view a situation or issue from all angles before making any major changes. Now, I don't get, there's talking about happiness and great joy, which doesn't come across in any of these interpretations, nor does it come across in this reading for me. So I'm a little suspect of that. It says it is not a good time to move home or travel. But it could also be that something or someone is preventing facilitation of introspection. This can be due to circumstances or by the actions of other persons or people, or can be due to you, the individual, not wanting to face the facts as they are and deal with them. Now that makes more sense. So whether you are a Leo or not, you may be dealing with the Leo male here. But also, this can be you, even if you are female or identify with a female role. This is you taking control of the situation again and facing whatever it is that you don't want to face or see. Okay? So the Five of Wands is about play, about competition. It could be about fights and disputes. Someone playing head games with you. I would say fighting like children, maybe fighting over children, because there's definitely a legal angle to this. The Judgment card is asking you to, first of all, there's some kind of news or message that's coming. Okay. Now, normally eights, back here with the Eight of Cups reversed. Eights can either be very good numbers saying that the situation is about to move on, or it could be about some kind of obstacle or block or hassle or delay. Okay, so here this is a message. Whenever I see this, this is news or a message, some announcement coming. Normally with the flag, to me, that's a universal symbol for a hospital. So usually that says to me that help is on the way. But then we have to maybe take a different tact or a different look at what help actually means. Okay, but it is asking you to review your life before to see what role maybe you have played in it, find in the situation that you find yourself in, or that you need to review your life to see where it is you want to go next. All right. But what the card says, more than anything, judgment is just not about a legal issue. It is about you having your own judgment and using it. All the facts and circumstances that you can get your hands on, being rational and logical, and making a choice or decision. Now, justice comes along. Justice is here to say that no matter whether this is secular or spiritual, karmic law, whatever the outcome, it is just, even if we feel as though we gotten the short end of the stick, right? Because what that does is it allows us to move on to another level or another place. All right. So here's justice. And typically when I see these two cards together, there's a legal issue. One which you may lose. You may end up having to pay the lawyer or somebody else's fees. And then you're going to be juggling money for a little while. Okay. Juggling two situations at once. All right. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. Okay. But it also says that you can do this. But this is also a two. And twos are always about choices, crossroads, decisions, oppositions, whether you are opposed in yourself or whether someone is actively opposing you. Okay? But it says a choice needs to be made. Now this card says it's not a good time to move, but maybe a little further down the the line here in October and maybe into November, maybe even into January, this card implies movement of some kind, a change of residence, a change of job, a change of locale, relocation. Okay? And then we come to the Eight of Swords, and I have 2 8s here, as a matter of fact. I didn't even see that. 2 8s and 2 5s. So 2 8s can say that, hold on, I lost my train of thought. You will receive news that affects a relationship. Well, there's the news. Remember I said there's some kind of announcement coming. And maybe, for all I know, this is about a divorce or separation of some kind. Okay? Where, yeah, you won't be having as much money and your social standing may change. Okay? And that may be so, but it doesn't mean that you're less than. Okay? But 2 8s can also mean a slight concern in regards to a new relationship, commitment, or engagement, or situation, or doubting the word or sincerity of a male friend. And here he is, this King of Wands. Okay? I feel that you find yourself, like I said, in a situation where you walked away from it before, okay? But it's come back, or either you've had to go back. You either had to return back, or it has made a return, or will be making a return. That's definitely through the eclipse. And I feel that the lesson or message, if that is the case, you're having to go back and go through it again to see if you really do want whatever it is you say you want it. Okay? Right? Because all of this is kind of like, it's in another direction. He's in another direction. He's going back towards the past. So this Eight of Swords says that you are in a situation in which you are not comfortable or happy with. Maybe you or someone else that you're dealing with is behaving in ways that are not really cool, but you accept because you're hoping that the ends justify the means. But more importantly, the card says that whatever situation you find yourself in, you have placed yourself in that situation, and you are really not in a position where you can't leave. Sometimes this card is about the fear of walking away from something or leaving something, right? You think you can't get out of it, but you can. While you may not be able to physically move at the moment, your mind is free to imagine how you're going to get out of this situation and what you're going to do when you get out of it, right? So on the back side of this, I see it's the Star card. And of all the cards that are in this is to me the most important card, and it is the outgoing energy. This is the card of hopes, dreams, wishes, peace, healing, faith. Okay? But I think this is the person that you're going to have to deal with, whether this is you or someone else. All right? So I can't look at him because traditionally he represents a person. So that leaves me the Eight of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords as they relate to these 3 cards. And I want you to look at that. From the Judgment to the Justice to the Star card. Okay? That's huge. We will start again with the Eight of Cups to see if there's any additional information we can get next to some of these cards. Here with the Hermit, it says it tells of inner realization and positive self-analysis. Inner joy is your reward. You are asked to move forward in your life and to let issues of the past heal. Do not dwell on difficulties, hardships, or perceived barriers, as this will hinder your progress. It shows a realization of potentials, unseen opportunities, and inner joy. Well, that would have been true had it been like this. That's what it was. But now this has come back around again. That's really what I feel. Five of Wands. And just remember, even if it has come back around again, it's temporary. Five of Wands with the Hermit. It is a message that you are to be self-reliant rather than depending upon others. It indicates that the issue or situation is your responsibility and is for you to deal with, sort through, and accomplish. Isn't that something? The only card that's missing is the Sun card. Well, Five of Pentacles. Nothing about the Five of Pentacles. But it also says it may be suggesting that you have overlooked or missed something in the details of your plan or actions you have taken in the near past. It may be implying that you are feeling confused, discouraged, and the message is to stand strong regardless, as better is on its way into your life. Don't give up. It may be pertaining to a legal issue or case, and it implies that you may not be successful and may incur cost or suffer a loss. It may be telling of someone who is anxious over money, poverty, and lack in general. It may also be implying that someone is about to give in and give up because of a feeling of defeat and failure, although in reality, success is just around the corner. It indicates a variety of obstacles, setbacks, or feelings of lack and loss. It may indicate economic and financial difficulties, but a realistic check of circumstances is needed at this time. Two of Pentacles. Well, with any five before or after, it implies that your energies are being scattered, leading to undue stress and confusion. Slow down, relax, and think carefully about each step you take at this time. Allow things to flow as they will, and have faith. That's with any five before or after. And this undue stress and confusion, scattered energies, that's what this is. Okay? Now, what I want to do now, yes, is look at this Eight of Swords. It tells of someone who is trapped in a situation that is of their own making. The ties and bonds are loose and can be shaken loose if you so choose. It tells of a feeling of restriction and of holding yourself back. Sometimes there is a sense of betrayal attached. It indicates someone who is fearful of moving out of a situation. It indicates that you are not bound in such a way that you can never hope to be free. And there is a feeling that this is a scene of temporary duration rather than of bondage. It implies that you may become involved in several unsuccessful ventures in an attempt to gain freedom. It says for you to pay attention as some long-awaited news or information is on its way to you. Although you may be trapped by your situation, your mind is free and full of activity. You are asked to use this time to reflect on how the situation came about and how you will act once it is over. Once you are free of your current situation, you will feel a new sense of determination and personal strength. It is an indication of the inability to make firm choices and decisions. It tells of fear, hurt, and confusion. It also implies that if you worry continuously, you will run the risk of becoming depleted of energy, leading to illness and disease. But it tells me nothing next to these cards. So the question becomes, first, I want to know who this King of Wands is. And I'm going to pull some cards to see if this will tell me. Because he's got these two fives above him, fighting and the loss of money. So let's just see if the Sibilas will tell us a bit about this King of Wands here. Oh, the card, they're all upside down. Okay. the Gran Consolazione, the Casa, and the Fortuna, but it was reversed. And I don't think that really has anything to, really has a huge significance, but I'm going to look at that and see. So the Gran Consolazione is the idea of good things happening in your life. Here you are, you're dreaming of peace and wealth and relationships. So it portends positive things happening in your life. Here we have the Casa card. This is the home. The home is your sanctuary, right? This is where you are supposed to go to be able to get away from the evils of the world. It can sometimes also indicate what happens behind closed doors or what you keep inside, you don't allow people to see. But this also has it looks like an official building of some sort, like a bank or something like that. So it could be that as well. But now we have the reversed Fortuna, and I'm going to look at that card. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's a lucky card. There's only 2 lucky cards in the Sibila. That is one of them, and I don't think that the meaning reversed is that much different. Don't quote me on that. I will be looking. Let's take a look at this. I want to look at this Judgment card. And see what that is all about. The Morte. The Letter. And it is a neutral card. And the Giovane Fanciulla, but it is reversed. And the letter, I think, was reversed too. Let me take a look here. I'm going to turn it upside down. Let's go back to the Fortuna card reversed. Okay? To see what the Fortuna card holds. Right. It does not lose its positive meaning when it is reversed. It represents a delayed success, seemingly hopeless situations that will eventually work out. Good luck that has to be earned, and a slow situation that will ultimately have a good outcome if you are able to seize the opportunity to make it work. The card implies that you have to do something to obtain your good fortune, and that it's not just going to manifest out of the blue as indicated when the card is in its upright position. It points to the possibility that if you are not sharp enough to spot an opportunity when it presents itself and jump at the chance, you may miss a very positive and life-changing opportunity. Good karma is still indicated, but it comes with a test attached to the spot of good fortune, thus making it a deserved success. Remember, that's what I said. If this happens and is triggered by this eclipse, it's because the universe is asking you to prove that what you say you want is what you want. This card also represents a positive turn of events that will take place later on, or a small stroke of luck. It can indicate the end of a phase and the beginning of a new one. That's what it says. Now, let me take a look at this letter card. Doesn't tell me anything about this King of Wands, whether this is you or someone else. Right. There is a meaning for this reverse. Now, first let's deal with the Morte card. That is the cosmic scissors. And this says that no matter what the situation is, it has come to an irrevocable end. Something was due to die out or break down. Okay? It says that someone has crossed the Rubicon, and the relationship, no matter what type of relationship, can never go back to the way that it was again. Okay? But yet, the power of that card, no matter how painful, is that this can offer liberation. Okay? From some type of oppressing condition or subjugation to another person, or whatever the change is indicated, whatever this is about, it comes with a certain degree of discomfort and pain. And that's the negative connotation of the Morte card. But there it is. But now we have the reverse letter. And the reverse letter says, the following nuances describes a delay in the arrival of news, or news that is delivered anonymously. But it can also indicate a missing parcel, a letter lost in the post, lost documents, or the loss of anything made of paper that may have been misplaced. It can also indicate bills to pay, expensive phone calls or bills, parking or speeding tickets, a court summons, a notification of court proceedings, or some type of unpleasant official document. That's what it says. And then we come to, oddly enough, she is the queen of clubs or wands in this deck, and she is reversed as well. And basically, what she has to say is this. If I can find her, where is she? It implies that it is a woman of between the ages of younger than 30, could be an unmarried woman. She could be you, a daughter, a friend, a sister, a colleague, a relative, okay? But more than anything, I feel that this describes not just someone of that age. I think it describes the energy, okay? It is a card that represents a woman who is prey to inner turmoil. More often than not, she may be anxious and suffer from mood swings or is depressed. She is neither consistent in her behavior nor in her decisions, causing instability and precariousness in the situation when her role is a metaphorical one. Here she's speaking metaphorically. It describes someone who lacks inner peace and the ability to control one's thoughts and emotions, being constantly at the mercy of the next mood swing. More often than not, it is found, it indicates someone who is surrounded by a difficult situation and you are not making it any better, not usually deliberately, but not knowing how to solve your problems resourcefully. It describes someone who cannot think straight. It represents worry, inner tension, a lack of resourcefulness, and anxiety. If this card represents a mature woman, it highlights childish behavior, frivolity, and immaturity, which is a bad sign in love and business, or someone who wants to appear younger than her years and dresses in clothes that are not appropriate for her age group. It can also refer to someone who is terrified of growing old and refuses to accept reality. In matters of love, it indicates a woman who feels unfulfilled, neglected, and unloved, and should be taken as a serious warning for males or those who identify with the male role regarding how their partner feels in the relationship. Generally, it represents a woman who needs to be loved and nurtured, and it is someone who feels abandoned, weak, apathetic, and now has lost the ability to fight for herself. This can be a woman who is going through a hard time with little support from others. More often than not, it can represent someone who is ill. Now, on the right, we have to look at, she's not pointing to anything on the right when she's reversed, okay? And so there's nothing necessarily that I can say she's pointing to, but she is looking at this ending with this letter, this court summons, this whatever this news represents, okay? So financially, it just indicates a situation that is not yet ready and that it is not the right time to invest. But to me, this is not an investment kind of a thing. It reads like some type of relationship issue in which there are legalities. And maybe you walked away and then for whatever reason you had to go back. But you find yourself in the same situation you were in, which is why you left, right? So again, this is a test to see if it is you really want what you say you want. That's what this is telling me. Formulate your question for the Golden Nostradamus. The Star card says that ultimately, no matter what you choose to do, okay, it will all be okay. It just might be a bit frightening right now. You know? And that's only natural. The lilies. It's natural to be afraid. And I think I'm going to pull you one more card here. So I think this deserves, what number is that? Deserves another card. If man could see virtue's pulchritude, with love in his heart would soon be imbued. This card bears purity, noble sentiments, and reinforces virtue and good luck. It's almost the same thing here. But I'm going to pull a Heart Oracle Tarot. A quick one. I mean, these cards are so... I've had them for years. And the cardboard has not once softened. Not once. Okay, formulate your question for the Heart Oracle Tarot, because I think that there's a bit more something that can be provided here. It is the Seven of Cups. Daydreams and decisions. If I'm not mistaken, that is the suit of cups. Yes. The key words are fantasies, imagination, options, and choose. When this card appears, it often means that there's a certain amount of confusion and uncertainty regarding your love life. What is it that you really desire? What would you like to change or attract? You have many options in front of you if you will only see them. Do some daydreaming about possible futures. Have fun. It's through your fantasies and imagination that you transform your desires into reality. Once you've started to sort out your options and played around with the possibilities, then it is time for action. While it is pleasant to daydream, staying in fantasy land is not wise. Take your time, but eventually decisions will have to be made in order for you to move forward. Reflect on your wishes, decide which feel right, and choose a course of action. You will feel powerful for having made the decision and will be on your way to manifesting change. And that's why I feel this card has come out. Okay. So there you have it, Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for November. I hope that message helped. And until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste.